Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Noelle and I do unboxings here, mostly lifestyle subscription boxes, but also some stationery, books, beauty, jewelry, and even a dash of Disney. So if you like unboxings, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell. As always, if you're already subscribed, thank you again so much for being here and welcome back. Today I have a new styling service to share with you, or at least new to me, and it is called Fashom. So I really like online styling. I like having the ease of clothing sent to me. I like having a few days to try things on to see how the items pair with things I already have in my wardrobe, to make sure there's not too many repeats in my wardrobe. I like being able to ask the opinions of my husband, my friends, my family. So for me, online stylings definitely work. Now, what I like so far about Fashom that makes it a little distinct from other services that I've tried is you actually get to see and choose the items they wind up sending to you. So after you fill out your style profile to give them a good idea, they send you a selection of items and you're supposed to pick 5 of those. Now they sent me like 7 or 8 items and I wasn't totally on board with all of them, so I actually reached out and asked if they could add a few more options, which they did. So I was able to pick out 5 things for me to actually receive in the mail and try on. Now of course they always send a prepaid shipping label on a nice mailer, so it's really easy to send back the things that you do decide not to keep. Normally the styling fee is $20 that can be applied to any of the items that you decide to keep, but your first styling is actually free, and if you use the link that I will leave for you guys in the description box below, you can also get a $10 credit. So again, you can get your first styling for free. Normally it's $20 that you can apply, but then you'll also have a $10 credit towards that first styling that they do for you. They also of course do discounts depending on how much you keep. I believe if you keep 3 to 4 items, you get 25% off the total. If you keep all 5 items, you get 30% off the total. So definitely good to, if you're kind of on the fence about 1 or 2 items, it might make sense to go ahead and keep them. So I am going to talk through all of the items. I don't do try-ons here, you guys, just because of my filming style. I do a continuous take, so I don't do any editing where I splice chunks together. So if you want to see anything tried on, go and head over to my Instagram account. I will probably take a few shots of the items that I like, that I feel like are worth trying on, the items that fit, of course. But if you're looking for try-ons, I don't do that in these videos, so I won't be hurt if you go ahead and move along. I'm just going to show you the items, kind of talk about the prices, what I think they might be good for, and if I'm excited about trying them on. All right, so I've got my box open already. I'm just seeing a little card that tells us they're really about body positivity, which is another reason that this service appeals to me, and it just says better as I am as their hashtag, which I think is cool. They also do free returns and exchanges, so in case something is not quite the right size, you can reach out and see if they have it in another size, which I am really excited. It also says save big on spending while you save rescue dogs. So it says for each Fashom box sent, we donate $1 to Second Chance Rescue NYC Dogs. I think that is so awesome. I love boxes that have like a little bit of a cause, and who doesn't want to save puppies? I'm so excited about that. I didn't even know that. All right, we also have my invoice that has a little note from the stylist. Now this is actually looks like the note that I received with the first email, and it talks about a few of the individual items, which is cool. And then it shows you a little picture of the items, and then it tells you what they would be at 25% off if you keep 3 or more, what they would be at 30% off, or if you just want to keep 1, it tells you what that price is. And this is already really good, you guys, because if I decided to keep all 5 items, which would then be 30% off the total, it would be $145.60, which I think is actually really great for 5 items, because that's like, you know, less than $30 a piece. So that for me is a good price point, but let's go ahead and take a look. Now the first thing I'm seeing is a little black blouse. And it's always interesting to see what the material is, because you can't always tell, you know, just from an online picture. So it's a little eyelet blouse. It's kind of like a stretchy, kind of weighty material, I have to say. I like these little like gathered kind of girly sleeves, and you can see those don't have a lining, so you can see through them, but of course the bodice part definitely does. It kind of has like a square bottom, so I'm just gonna have to see where that hits. Sometimes it can make me look a little bit boxy. I like blouses to be a little bit longer so that if I want to do a little French tuck, I can, but I also just don't like them when they hit right on top of my hips. It actually looks like, because it is kind of this stretchy material, it might be a little more fitted than I was expecting. I generally don't like kind of crew necks like this. I like a little bit more of a V so that I can wear some jewelry, but of course with a piece like this, you could definitely wear more of a statement piece on top of it. This might also be really good if you like to do belted skirts. This could be a good simple black top to pair with skirts. I don't generally do that because I don't have a very small waist, so that's not like a good look, a good style for me. But let's see how much this is. This is the Les Amis Gia Eyelet top, and it is $41. So for me, just because it's like a basic black blouse and I have a lot of basic black blouses, this might not be a keeper. I'll just have to see if it fits, and if it's nice and comfy and seems like something that I might pair with jeans or what have you, then I might hold on to it. We'll see. So that's kind of like one of those things that might be like kind of on the bubble, and if I'm deciding if I'm gonna keep 3 pieces or 5 pieces, maybe I'll go ahead and keep it. Now this is a very pretty, it's by Unica, and it is a like boho blouse. Now what's interesting is when I did pick this out, it's more of a tunic, it's pretty long, I'll show you guys. The one that I saw, the panels were mostly dark, so they were like in blues and purples, and just because of the material that was selected for this particular piece, I got a lot in like peach and yellow. There's some like darker panels here along the sides, which could actually be pretty thinning, but it's only here on like the back on one side. It almost looks like a rainbow gradient here where it's got those darker colors, and the sample that they had online really was like mostly dark, and that's kind of what appealed to me. But I am liking to see all of this detail here. So you can see this braid has a little bit of sparkle in it, and then we've got like this little like doily collar. This braid though is very stiff, even though the material is nice and silky. So like I said, it is a tunic. I like the deep V, of course, and then down here it's actually a gathered, it's got elastic in it, so even though it's got this like drawstring to make it look like the drawstring is creating that cinching, it will be cinched a little bit because of the elastic that's in there. And then this like little skirt part, this little peplum, is actually very, very long. It's definitely going to cover my bum, which I don't necessarily need to have. I don't, I'm not against it or anything, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite so long. But I like how long this is because it will actually have that blouse over effect at the gathered waist, which will kind of be a little bit more fitting than if it was just straight. So let's see what it says about this. This Unica top is $35, so I think that's actually a pretty good value. I think in the little note she suggested pairing it with like yoga pants. I generally don't wear like leggings unless I'm actually doing yoga. I'm more of a like skinny jeans girl, but I think that would definitely work. It actually looks long enough like it could be a little dress, so I'll have to give it a try. That's probably something I will definitely show you guys over on Instagram, but that's a great value on that one. I think that $35, that's actually the cheapest item in the whole box, and the whole box, the items range from $35 all the way up to $49, so nothing over $50, which is perfect and right in my price point. All right, the next item I'm seeing is one that I knew I was kind of iffy on, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try it because we'll see what the material is, but I knew the cut isn't something that I really like. So it's a dress, and here is the material. So I think you guys can kind of see, it's like that like poly material. I'm gonna see exactly what it is. It's kind of stretchy, definitely weighty. It's very like cool to the touch, but it's kind of like a midi length dress, so like calf. It says, let's see, it's 95% polyester and 5% spandex. So I think you guys are probably familiar with that kind of material. And then again, it's got a gathered waist, so it's just elastic in the waist, which I have kind of a higher waist, so, and I don't have a very narrow natural waist, so these kinds of dresses that hit right there are not flattering because they just, it kind of accentuate the fact that I'm a little bit more boxy. That paired with the fact that it just has like a crew neck as well, and it doesn't have like a V or any sort of like kind of illusion wrap detail is not great. I'm not super excited about these sleeves. They kind of have a little bit of a cuff there. And then it does look like it has like a tie. So both ends of the tie are here on one end, and then at the skirt, see if I can show you, it does sort of look like it's meant to look like a wrap dress, so it kind of goes up on one side. There's a little overlap, so I think you like tie it over on that side so it looks like a wrap dress, but it'd just be the skirt that looks like a wrap, because of course the top doesn't look like a wrap. And people always suggest wrap dresses to me as a way to create more of a waist, but it just doesn't work. So I usually actually tell styling services, please don't send me any like wrap dresses or things that look like wrap dresses or wrap tops, because I know what they're trying to do, and it just, for whatever reason, it doesn't work for me. So between, I kind of thought it would be fun and do this sort of like 70s pattern of like a little more bold, but you have to really love the item when you're going for such a bold pattern, because it's very memorable, right? So it's not like a black top and jeans that you can just throw on and like kind of wear to every event. Like people will remember having seen you in this dress, so you have to kind of think about when you're gonna wear it again. So I like the print. I'm not a huge fan of the material, definitely not a fan of the cut. This is probably something I won't even show you guys on Instagram, just because it won't make me feel like great in it. But let's just take a look at the price. So this is the Chris and Carol knit print dress, and it is $41. So it looked lovely on the model with her tiny waist and the way she had it kind of like flared out to the side, but probably a miss for me. The next item I'm seeing is very pretty, and I was excited about this. This is not at all the material I was expecting though, so you can kind of see it's this very soft, very thin material. I like this like kind of peasant blouse, like gathered top, and again, this does have elastic in it, so it's not being cinched tight with these ties. I'm not usually a fan of like tying the ties actually together with a little bow, because then I think it really is like a little too actually peasant. But I think this embroidery is really pretty, and it's not printed, it is actually embroidered. I like these like nice light sleeves. Again, it looks like it's just kind of a straight edge on the bottom. It does have some little splits here, so there's some room for some hips, which is always kind of nice. The thing is, it's so thin that I feel like even after I steam it, you can kind of see how the embroidery is like pulling on the fabric and almost kind of creating some lines across. So I'm just gonna have to see how it actually drapes after I steam it and try it on. But it's so nice and lightweight and very like, I kind of have a mixture of styles that I like. I like very like classic things, but I also really love like boho styles. Like I love like free people dresses and all of that kind of thing. So they definitely got that element of my personal style in that top. That is the Naked as Zebra embroidery boho blouse. Fun fact, you guys, I did used to work in a boutique, and we actually did carry some Naked Zebra stuff, so I can vouch for that line of clothing. And this top is $42. So a little bit pricey for a blouse like that. I'll just have to, like I said, see how it hangs, but it seems so like super soft. But because of this super soft material, it's going to be very wrinkly. So even after you like steam it, like as soon as you sit down and like kind of fold your hands in your lap, it's going to be like all crinkly and wrinkly again, which is like one of my pet peeves. All right, you guys, the last item is the one I was most excited about, and this is one of the things that they actually added when I asked them to give me a couple more options, and it is a dress that has the cutest pattern ever. It's these little llamas. It's a dark navy with little like feathers, I think, in between. I just thought this was such a cute pattern, and I love wearing like dresses. I don't mind if they're, I usually like shorter dresses, like above the knee, or midi dresses. I'm not like a big maxi dress girl for whatever reason, but I'm so excited about this dress. So I'm really hoping that it fits, because this is probably going to be my favorite item. So let me just push the tags in there. So it's just like a tank top, and then it looks like there's a little pocket on one side. So it's kind of a high pocket with this little flap. It's almost almost camouflage there with the little llamas, but let me see if it's actually a pocket or if it's just an illusion. No, there's actually a little pocket there, so you could like put a little card in there if you wanted to, but I don't mind the higher neckline on this because I think it's nicely done with that extra seam. And of course you could leave that top button open as they have, so it creates a little tiny V. And then it is another gathered waist, which you guys know I'm not a fan of because it just doesn't feel comfortable to me, but it does create a little bit of a blouse effect if there's enough material. If it's long enough, it'll create that blouse effect. There is a little tie that I guess kind of creates the illusion of making it tighter, but I wouldn't need to actually make it tighter. And to be honest, you guys, I'm a little worried because it looks a little bit small, so I might get to try out their exchange program. But I sometimes will tie those little ties in the front as a little bow because this is definitely a cute little girly dress. So it is lined in the skirt because it's a very lightweight material. It's a little wrinkly, but not too bad. This would actually be a great travel dress. And then what I love, you guys, is this big ruffle at the bottom. So you can see that there's a seam and then it's gathered, so you get a little bit more material here. And it's a good length. It definitely makes it longer. But like I said, this looks a little bit small. Like it's gonna be very borderline. I'm mostly worried about the bust just because if it's a little tight with a button front, it's gonna pull, even if it's like comfortable to you, like just that like seeing the buttons pull makes it look like it's too small. So I'm gonna have to try it, but it looks so like girly and feminine, and I just think it's like fun to have a whimsical print with like llamas. And I love navy. It's one of my favorite colors, in case you couldn't already tell by the things that I wear here on the channel. So this is definitely my favorite item. Fingers crossed that it fits. Let's see how much this would be. So this is the SM Wardrobe llama button dress, and it is $49, which I actually think is a pretty good deal for a cute dress because it's your whole outfit. So that is definitely my favorite item that I will definitely keep if it fits. And then next, I think I like both of the blouses. I'll just have to see, you know, like that's one of those situations where like maybe if I like them okay, they fit okay, I'll go ahead and keep them because then I can get 25% off the total value. So this one I think is pretty, just because of the color. The material is very soft, very nice. I like this one. I just think I wish I had gotten different parts of the material, so I got the darker colors instead of the really pastel light colors. I'm definitely not a fan of that maroon print dress, so that is a no. I'm not keeping all 5. I know that for sure. But these two blouses, or this tunic top and that teal one, are definite maybes. And then the black we'll see. It just might be, you know, might not hurt to go ahead and keep it if it is like a good staple. Let me know what your favorite item was in the box. Let me know if you've tried out different styling services and what your favorite ones are. If you want to try this out, again, use that link. You'll get a $10 credit. And hopefully I see you all very, very soon in my next unboxing.